Welcome back to Odyssey News. I am Mike Odyssey, and in this video, we are going over rapid fire news where I give you just a little bit inside the world of Nintendo when it comes to news under 2 minutes. And of course, today's main story, Nintendo is being sued over something very big. And will this lawsuit change the entire landscape of what Nintendo could do and games in this genre as a whole? Let's get started. Before we get into this video, I would love to ask for your subscription, but not just ask, I will put in the work for you, because here we have Monday to Friday news every single day, Odyssey News, where we talk about everything inside the world of Nintendo. We have products and we have reviews. And other than that, in the personal side, I am a big advocate for disabilities because I myself am legally blind. My daughter has autism, so I am a big advocate for disabilities and people with autism as well. So if this sounds like a place you would love to subscribe to, I would love for you to be part of the family. Hit that subscribe button and that bell for notification and join our amazing family here at The Odyssey. Thank you in advance for your subscription, and let's get into the news. First up in rapid fire news, when you thought that the Wii U and 3DS were over, well, guess again. Yes, they are now, because Nintendo of Japan just announced that they're ending their repairs for the Wii U and the 3DS when the current parts run out. That means that no more repairs for the Wii U or 3DS. In other news, we got great news for Mario plus Rabbids fans, because we just got a teaser for the next DLC dropping very soon, and it is called The Last Spark Hunter. The developer and publisher has now announced that the second DLC, The Last Spark Hunter, is going to take place in the Medallic Gardens and features a new enemy. So I'm looking forward to that. And the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship 2023 qualifier kicks off this weekend. Secure one of the top 4 spots to compete in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship in Nintendo Live 2023. So if you are a Mario Kart super fan and you love to enter to become one of the top 4 players and compete in Nintendo Live from Seattle, Washington, then you have the opportunity to do so. Go ahead and visit Nintendo.com for more details. Last but not least, there's one more thing to be excited about in the game of Fortnite, because the Spider-Verse has been uncovered. Complete Spidey-themed quest and pick up the Spider-Man Miles Morales outfit and Spider-Man 2099 outfit today in Fortnite, available on Nintendo Switch and wherever you can play Fortnite. And that's going to do it for rapid fire news. Let's move on to today's top story. All right, so I normally don't cover news when it comes to lawsuits and things like that, but I wanted to cover this one for today's video because this is something that's affecting a lot of families around the United States and around the world, including adults and children. So I wanted to go ahead and go over this story just to create awareness of what's going on when it comes to games that have in-app purchases. You know, some of these in-app purchases are loot boxes, they're surprise boxes, and they kind of keep you coming back for more. And it has the potential of creating some type of addictive behavior when it comes to these boxes, because, well, you can kind of see it. It looks like gambling, right? You hit the box, it's a surprise box. You don't get what you want, but you play again and again and again, and then you end up spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a certain game. So this news comes to us by IGN.com. It is covered everywhere, but I wanted to go ahead and read this one right here. Nintendo faces a lawsuit over Mario Kart Tour loot boxes. Nintendo is facing a lawsuit in relation to the Spotlight Pipes loot boxes that were available in mobile game Mario Kart Tour until September 2022. This means that Nintendo has already removed that feature from the game. As reported by Axios, the plaintiff is a young gamer who spent more than $170 on Mario Kart Tour microtransactions using their father's credit card. Not great. The lawsuit alleges that the tool loot boxes capitalize and encourage addictive behavior akin to gambling, and calls for refunds for all minors in the United States who bought them. Mario Kart Tour Spotlight Pipes were fairly typical loot boxes, letting players pay real money to receive a randomly selected reward, though the suit claims that Nintendo made it difficult to progress in the game without purchasing them and trick players into spending more money than they would like to. All right, so we have a young player here who spent $170 on Mario Kart microtransaction using their father's credit card. I mean, what parent would give their child their credit card and then allow them to spend $170? I mean, I'm pretty sure this lawsuit doesn't come from the kid. It comes from the parent, and they look at the system of Mario Kart, which they have loot boxes. I mean, loot boxes are everywhere in games, on Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox, on mobile. This is like a microtransaction thing. That's what a lot of games are based upon when it comes to mobile games, right? It's very rare to find a game in the mobile area that you download for free and then it's completely free. There's nothing else to pay. You know, this game is actually free to download, but you do have to buy in-app purchases. You have to, you know, they encourage you to buy little coins or loot boxes in order to get new items, new carts, and you know, it's just basically part of the program. Now I can see how for a child this could be very addictive, because if you don't get something you like, you're going to continue playing. But the problem is here that I don't believe they have a good case, just because they received a random reward. They knew what they were getting into before playing the game. So in reality, you would actually argue that the fault does not really lie on the child. The child is playing a game, right? You have to play a game, you get into the game, there's loot boxes, you want to push on everything, you want to buy everything, but it was more relies on the parent and the supervision that the parent didn't have when this person spent $170 in microtransactions in Mario Kart. Mario Kart Tour is not a free game, although it appears to be, because you download for free, you can't play for free. But in the end, if you want to get characters like Yoshi, if you want to get characters like Mario with other outfits, and you know, you have to invest in the game to get it, and that's the whole thing about it. Nintendo with Mario Kart Tour is not the only game out there when it comes to microtransactions, loot boxes, and etc. You know, there are games like this everywhere on mobile and on consoles. You'll find them more on mobile, because on mobile they get you with downloading a free game. Oh yeah, this game is free, but then there's a lot of microtransactions, in-app purchases that, you know, they use to kind of continue making money on the game. They continue to add new products, new little features here and there, new wear attires or cars, or you know, little things here and there in order to continue to get you to pay more money. And that's what Mario Kart is. Mario Kart Tour is that. It basically a free game to download, but it has in-app purchases. They knew this before they got into it. Now, with the claim that Nintendo made it difficult to progress in the game without purchasing these things, I don't feel that is accurate. I have played Mario Kart Tour myself. The game is very easy. It is super easy. You can select your category, whether you want 100 cc's or 150, 200. You know, you select how you want that speed, and according to how you select it, that's how difficult it becomes. But I don't believe microtransactions will allow you to basically lose a game, or the lack of will not allow you to be successful in this game. So I guess this is just a thing that opens your eyes. You know, I encourage parents just to keep an eye on your kids, right? We have to be responsible for our kids, and to make sure that our kids are not on their phones all by themselves with our credit cards, because hey, we work hard for our money. We don't know what games they're playing. We want to make sure that we are aware of the games they're installing. If these games are free, they're not free. What are the in-app purchases? What's the entire process? Not having to let our child spend $170, but so that later on we have a fit saying, hey, you spent $170 on my credit card, I'm going to sue Nintendo over this. No, we can't let it get that far. We have to make sure that we know what our kids are getting into, the games they're playing, and whether these games require any type of investment. You know, it's just the system that it is. If this case were to be lost by Nintendo, then this would open up a floodgate of other lawsuits coming into the same gaming world when it comes to in-app purchases of loot box and surprise things like that. And it'll just completely change the landscape. That's why I believe that maybe this will not go that far. This is just like a wake-up call for parents. So just make sure to keep an eye on your kids and make sure that they're not, overspending. A good way to make sure that your kids are not overspending is by getting them eShop cards. Not only eShop cards, but if you're playing on a mobile device like an iPhone or a Google Android, then you buy them a gift card, you add money to their account, and that way they can only spend up to the money they have available. Don't add a random credit card or a debit card to your phone or to the store, because that's where things go wrong. You're giving access to the money you have in the bank, and it's not unlimited. Unfortunately, it's not unlimited. And, well, things like this happen. I want to know what you guys think down below. I mean, we have a young kid here who spent $170 on Mario Kart through microtransactions using his father's credit card. Have you been in this situation before? Has your child used your credit card to spend a whole bunch of money on the mobile device? I mean, it's super easy to happen. If you give your child your phone and you have an online store and your credit card is stored on that store, and they download a free game, from the shop, and that game, yes, it's free to download, they won't get charged, but then inside there's a whole world of microtransactions there. That's a little trouble. Let me know what you guys think down below, and we'll continue the conversation in the comments. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Odyssey News. But before I let you go, I have two important things I need to let you know. Number one, never give up. And number two, journey on. Peace.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history.